DD, otherwise known as Daddy Dragon. Let me go and put my other bits on there. I'll put that on there because I like that one. And then when we come across, I'll put that back on there. Give me a 5x5 if you can see and hear me. So this isn't gonna be a long one. By the time everyone kicks in, I'm gonna be finished. And the reason for that is because I've got a really nice tea coming up. So I'll probably be live for about 5 minutes. There's lots of things going on. I do want to show you this before I do anything else. There's a new video out there. Hopefully I can bring this up. It's a really great video. And hopefully I'll put it on there. So I'm going to put that out there now. Put that on there. And I'll show you a little bit of it. But basically it's Banana Man. Oh, I don't know why, but it's not going out to everyone. Hopefully that's gone out to everyone. So Banana Man, I call him Banana Man, I don't know why, maybe it's a bit strange one, but Banana Man has done a really great one. It was a lovely day here in South Wales until the chemtrail started, right up to above like 10 and still. I know they're always doing something. So again, I just want everyone, and there's a couple of things I want to tell people. Now, in this video, there's a letter which I've sent to whoever I sent it to. I can't remember where it was now. I'll have to go and have a look at my own letter. That's because I wrote it earlier on. Well, let me see if I can find it. And then I've got to make sure I'm muted. Otherwise you'll get feedback. I wrote it to the police. I've had some response from the police who basically said nothing to do with us not getting involved. Who do you think you are? And also said, funny enough, that this isn't the proper process for reporting a crime. Yeah, it is. You report crime to a police constable. And this is the election police for Cheshire, right? And he's already emailed me a number of times. This is the guy who demanded to know what we were doing and what we weren't doing, and had also he's basically a communist, right? Of a copper, basically. So, what we need to do, and I've put the email addresses of all the people involved there in the edit of this program, but you, in your own words, don't copy what I've said. In your own words, send them an email and say it's disgusting that you're basically interfering with an election right, which is, and by law, you're supposed to deliver these, and you haven't, right? So it's just disgusting that they've done it. So what's actually happened is the post office haven't delivered our 45,400 leaflets. That does have an effect on us, and it has an effect on the ballot. That means we won't get our deposit back. No one will know, apart from the alternative media have been speaking about us. So, because 45,400 leaflets cost us money, right? They haven't delivered them. I've had loads of people contact me and say, listen, our leaflets have not been delivered. We've got teams delivering another leaflet, right? But again, we can't cover a whole constituency yet. And the post office, all of the other leaflets for the other political parties have all been delivered, except ours. Right? It's just disgusting. They hate the English. This is typical communism and what they do, and they're going against your human right of self-determination. And don't forget who we stand for. Disabled people and retirees that have been stitched up by this system. It's just disgusting at what's going on. So I do need people take them email, just write to them, say, Runcorn and Hillsby, you know, you've interfered with the election. Why have you not delivered these leaflets, right? And just explain to them. Just say, I am a retiree. I am this. I am that. Whatever way you want to put it, but make sure they get a load of emails, because if they get the emails and all of them people are covered in, then they know, right? There is something that's going to happen. Again, I just think it's disgusting that people think they can get away with it. There are laws against what they've done, and they haven't delivered our leaflets. So again, I just want to make sure I bring this up with you. There's a new video out today, Bannerman. I'm going to put it out there again. And then tomorrow I've got to go out, pick the boards up and do some bits and pieces. And then obviously Thursday night, I won't get in there till late. Unfortunately, I was trying to get the other 4 names in. I was late with the other 4 names. So some names are still there, but like Mark and Michelle can't go. And there's another 2, Ian and Jan. They've been really strict on the law, right? The law says you must have it in by this date. The law also says that the post office has got to send out all this detail, and they haven't done it, right? They've got to send out electoral communications. You have to have all these leaflets designed in a special way just to fit the Royal Mail, because the Royal Mail says you must do it like this, right? And what do? They don't. They fucking bin them. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. And people need. This is where all of us working as a team. The emails are in the video of this description. Right in the subject. Runcorn and Hillsby, Royal Mail, non-delivery. I paid for them leaflets. I helped to pay for them leaflets. Why have you done this? Right? Because we've got a right to know who this other party is. And you've stopped the people of Runcorn and Hillsby from knowing who them people are. Who do you think you are? It's actually illegal, right? But you've got to create it in your own words, so they don't block it on a system. Everyone just gets. We need hundreds of emails sent to them, right? And then they'll realise that it's not just. They're just disgusting people. There's only one way of dealing with this, right? And if they're not going to allow the ballot in a fair way, it's fucking obvious what's going to happen, right? And the police, right, in relation to this, are just as bad. The copper's name's in there, so make sure you send in and literally tell the copper, who do you think you are? You're there to enforce the law. It's disgusting, and he's being paid by you, right? It's disgusting. That's the same copper, by the way, who demanded to know what we was doing, where we was going, what we was doing on our action day. Fuck off, right? He's a communist, right? They are and I spoke to someone else, and they said Cheshire is known to be really bad. Well, it was really bad in 1819 when it slaughtered the working class. Right, let me have a quick look at what we're doing. I'm going to show you this. So this is just a part of Bannerman. I'm going to put it on there. And don't forget, as soon as we're ready for this, I'm going to... I've got my tea. Let me see if I can take that off. Right, let's see if this comes up. I'll have to put it up. Tell me if you can hear English. The Labour Party, Farage, etc. The Reform Party isn't what it should be. It's a pretense. It's a persona. And again, even Ben Habib, who I don't agree with entirely, has said, do not vote for Reform because you're voting for a uni party. But in effect, Ben is now setting up another uni party. The only real solution is self-determination and go back to being a Commonwealth. And the Commonwealth, and again, if people vote for me, you will get a speech in Parliament on par with Cromwell's. I will use parliamentary privilege
to talk about what's going on in our communities and tell the Crown and Parliament exactly what's going on. I'll give you an example. People having their homes taken away, being evicted, council tax, all of that is unlawful in the way that they are doing it, right? Nigel Farage, he is an establishment person, he's part of the cabal, he's part of the ruling class structure. And what we're saying is the working class English need to take back control.
The first thing to note is that we are not a political party telling you who to vote for specifically. We are here to try and make sure that your vote is worth it compared to other people's votes. We are Make Votes Matter. We're a cross-party campaign group campaigning for proportional representation, which just basically means that we won't want your vote to count just as much as anybody else's, no matter where you live, no matter who you vote for.
The English Constitution Party is a brand. That's the first thing, and the brand is England. The manifesto is the English Constitution, your rights, all of your rights, going back over a millennia. And what we do is help you claim your rights. You need to vote for us, and we will speak in Parliament. We do not have whips. So the most important thing is, if you vote for any of the uni parties, and that includes Reform, if you're voting for a party that has a whip, that is unconstitutional and it interferes with your right to have your grievances heard in Parliament. So our job as members of Parliament, if I get elected, is to air your grievances. So the English Constitution Party are a constitutional party about taking your rights back and claiming your rights back, which the Act of Settlement 1700, Chapter 4 states that the laws of England are the birthright of the people thereof, right? So it's your heritage that we're talking about and claiming back from the cabal of the British political union and the uni party. They're about themselves, they're not about us. So that's what we really stand for.
So you're not a political party, you just want people to vote?
That's right. We want people to vote and we want to change.
So would you say it's fair to say about 60-70% of the public don't vote?
For local elections, that'd be right. I'd say about 30% a turnout rate. For national elections, it's more like 70%. And a lot of that is due to people feeling disillusioned with their vote. They don't feel like it really matters, like it makes a difference, especially if you live in, say, like a safe seat where it sort of seems inevitable that one party is going to win. Then that would, understandably, you'd feel like you didn't want to vote. It doesn't feel worth it. And that would change with changing the voting system to a more proportional voting system where no matter which constituency you're in, your vote makes a difference, counts as much as anybody else's to the outcome of the election. And we want that right for everybody.
There is a barrier under the current voting system, you know, towards new entrants at the end of the day. But if you had a fairer voting system, where if you knew you got a reasonable share of the vote, for example 5%, you get 5% of the 5% of the seats, then you'd be more incentivized to bring back creating a new party.
I've heard you mention English and British is two different things.
The English are a nation, an independent nation of 1100 years. It is now under the control of the British cabal and the British Union. People talk about the globalists. The seed of the globalists is the British Union. I am against all unions, political unions. So the USSR was a political union. And by the way, anyone who says stronger together, that is a Marxist term that comes from the USSR, right? And I often hear people, even conservatives, spouting that nonsense. So England is distinct as a nation. Britain is an island. And once people understand there is a difference, British 2011 census, they included for the first time ever English-only national identity, right? 32.4 million of us, English, put on that census that we were English-only national identity. It showed that the British were a minority, a controlling minority. And people need to understand that what they've actually done from that census was then paid £4.5 billion of our money to Mears Group, Clear Springs and Serco, and flooded the highest areas in England and Scotland, but England, with asylum seekers to give them British passports to bring up their level of support. And that's exactly what they've done. So what we're doing, again, you've had the rapes and torture of English children all over England. We're standing up against that. As if you elect me as an MP, what I would actually say in Parliament is there is a law that deals with this. It is called the Criminal Justice Act 1988, Section 134, torture. There are 4 things in that particular application of the law. One is acquiescence, the other is consent, the other one is an act or omission, right? All of those things are lined up against the people in authority in this country that allowed them rapes to continue. Here's the beauty of Section 6. Under indictment and conviction by a jury, not a public inquiry, a criminal jury, if they are indicted and found guilty by that jury, any member, anyone of part of the establishment, including Gordon Brown, by the way, the Prime Minister, who just happened to be Scottish, yeah, if they get a guilty, Section 6 says it's a mandatory life sentence, no discretion.
It would help if I unmuted myself. Right, sorry. Mark's just sitting here laughing now, right? That's because I hit the mute button. Everyone, please send the email. So in the description, all the emails, put on there electoral interference. We paid for these leaflets. We helped pay for the deposit. You know, why is it that we're the only party that you haven't delivered our leaflets? We want to know. That's electoral interference. The public have the right to know who these parties are and what we stand for. It goes against your #1 human right of self-determination. We work as a team. The more emails that are sent tonight and tomorrow to them, it will cause them a big problem because they've got to explain it, right? And there needs to be a police investigation. There is a police investigation. I've sent a thing in there and said I've got a crime number for it, and we need to continue with that. That's a major thing. I really need your help to do that, right? So hopefully now I've sent you and put the information in there. There it is. Let's see if I can go and find the crime number for you. Hopefully Tracy will be able to find this as well. I'm not sure where I put the crime number earlier on. I'll have to show you on the screen. Let me put the screen up there. So I have reported the crime. So let me just put this up there. I'll show this and then we'll sod off. Hang on a minute. Sorry.
All right.
Let me put this on there. Entire screen. Put that on there. Share the screen. There it is. Right. So it's on your screen as we speak. That's it. Good night. God bless. I'm off because I'm having my tea. Bye bye. Stop sharing. End stream. Bye bye.